When you're graphing quadratics, vertex form can be quite a bit easier than the other forms that we have. So it can be helpful to take a quadratic and rewrite it in vertex form if it's not already. So let's go ahead and look at this question. We've got a parabola in standard form. What we want to do is rewrite it so that it is in vertex form instead. To do that, all we're going to do is follow the process of completing the square. When we're completing the square, we want to make sure that first off, our leading coefficient is 1. Looking at the x squared, yeah, my leading coefficient is 1. Then second thing we need to do is make sure that our constant is a very specific number. So I'm going to kick that -6 out by adding it to the other side, and then I'll have a space where I can put the number that I want in that blank. So now I have a space where my constant was, and I can put exactly what I want in that space. To find the number that I want, remember, I just take our coefficient of our linear term, so that's my -2, I divide it in half, and that's the number that we're going to use to factor in a second. But to fill in the blank, I need to take that number and then square it. So that gives me a +1, and I add +1 into that space. The reason that +1 is important is because I also have to do the same thing to the left-hand side of the equation. I can't just throw a 1 on the right and be done with it. I have to also add 1 on the left. So on the left, I've got y plus 7, and on the right, I've got this quadratic. On the right, I need to factor, but remember that you created that quadratic. You created it in a very special way so that it would factor exactly how you wanted. How it's going to factor is with your x, the variable, and the number that we found a minute ago, which is this -1. So I've got x with that -1 all squared, and that is the factored form of that right-hand side. The left is still y plus 7. My last step is just to get y alone, so I subtract the 7 from both sides. And y is x minus 1 squared minus 7. This is my vertex form. I've only got one x, that x is raised to a power of 2, and the other operations are just adding and subtracting. I could go one step further and say that my vertex is 1, -7, although that's just a bonus. They didn't ask us for that one. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.